Perfect. Hello, I'm Nathan, and we have Logan and Fong. We are all undergraduate students studying supply chain management. And here's our proposal. Before we go any further, just wanted to have a brief overview of our proposal today. We have our market overview, executive summary, proposed solutions, our implementation plan, our KPIs, projected impacts, and our conclusion and next steps. Fong?
Okay, let's take a closer look at the problem we are facing. By 2024, logistics and supply chain will create 65 million tons of plastic waste, 24% of global carbon dioxide emission, but only 14% of plastic effectively recycled. The issues are further fueled by the rapid growth of e-commerce, outdated transportation methods, and lack of awareness around the reuse and recycling. Next slide, please. Next slide. This is both an opportunity and challenge for SF Express. We don't just meet the transportation need, but to position ourselves as a sustainable brand, partnering with customers to create positive change. And so today I will show you how this solution not only raise customer awareness, but also strengthen SF Express competitive edge. Next slide, please. And our focus is clear, delivering sustainable logistics solutions that reduce environmental impact, engage customers through tangible rewards, and position SF Express as a leader in eco-conscious innovation. Next slide, please. And our transportation system has achieved carbon-free last mile delivery using electric and hydrogen-powered vehicles. This isn't just about technology, it's about connecting with our customer. Each time you choose a zero-emission delivery, our applications show how much carbon dioxide you have style, turning logistics into a way to reflect your values. Additionally, we have installed solar and wind forward charging station at major logistic hubs, ensuring environmentally friendly operation. When vehicles charge at these stations, they don't just recharge batteries, they receive a clear message about the environmental protection. Your package will deliver with zero carbon dioxide emission. Your choice helps protect the planet. Next slide, please. And plastic packaging is a massive environmental burden. At SF Express, we are turning this challenge into a solution with packaging made from recycled coffee grounds and macadamia cells. These packages are reusable up to 30 times, significantly reducing waste. And here's when you come in by returning used packaging at one of our refuel stations. You are directly contributing to circular economy. It's simple, impactful, and so how a small action can lead to a big change. Next slide, please. SF Express foster a strong connection with customer through packaging printed with recycling messaging and QR codes. Each QR code leads to real-life videos about the recycling process and inspiring customer stories updated every between 1 and 3 months. These stories showcase the positive impact SF Express customers have made. Customers who accumulate the most green points and become an SF Express environmental ambassador with their personal stories shared through the blog on SF Express platform, and this blog promote the message of sustainable consumption while directly linking to SF Express services, strengthening engagement and advancing the green mission. This initiative transforms customers into not only responsible consumer, but also sources of inspiration for the community. Next slide, please. And the name of EcoCycle Station reflects the mission of combining recycling and reuse, aiming for sustainability. This is not only an environmental solution, but also the platform for the remote, green, and sustainable life cycle in the community. And the station provides three main functions. Firstly, EcoStation is placed for collecting and processing used packaging. Consumer can bring used packaging to the station for sorting. And next slide, please. The packaging is classified on-site. Usable packaging will be cleaned for reuse. Damaged packaging will be sent to recycling plants to create new materials, and non-recyclable materials will be processed using environmentally friendly methods. To encourage participation, customers will earn reward points for each product. These points can be redeemed for eco-friendly gifts or discount or services. from SF Express partners. Secondly, EcoStation will integrate EV charging station that use renewable energy from solar and wind power. And thirdly, this action line is a platform for raising community awareness. Screen at the station display the messages about the positive impacts of recycling and host interactive activities such as mini games or events to promote environmental awareness. And this station are deployed in high traffic areas such as supermarket, parking lots, office building, or residential complexes to optimize construction cost and improve accessibility for consumers. Next slide, please. Additionally, SF Express collaborate with aerospace owners and EV companies to stay robust and provide sponsorship, enhancing operational efficiency with the inspirational method, return packaging today, rotate tomorrow. Next slide, please. And with green rewards, every sustainable action you take, whether it's choosing carbon-free delivery or returning packaging or defaults can be redeemed for eco-friendly products or donated to environmental projects. It's our way of thanking you for making a difference and helping you see the tangible impact of your choices. Next slide, please.
And a brief overview of our social impact. We want to reduce our carbon emissions significantly, also encouraging sustainable consumer behaviors, having them being mindful of what they're doing and making sure that it is sustainable, and supporting that circular economy, making sure that all of our products and packaging, if it can be reused or recycled, having it either broken down or reused up to 5 to 10 times and re-implemented back into our supply chain, very important, and promoting our community engagement through our ambassador programs and eco-cycle stations, and also improving our public health outcomes, which can be either our air quality or how much ozone we're putting out, and along with how much pollution we're putting into the ocean, and a wide variety of factors. And some other social outcomes include not only fostering those eco-friendly consumer behaviors, but encouraging that customer engagement. I feel like our flagship is that ambassador program, ensuring that no matter what walk of life you are or demographic, that you have the opportunity to be highlighted as someone that is sustainable and doing your best to ensure that all of your practices day-to-day life is being sustainable. If you're having a bunch of leftover packages from SF Express, knowing that, oh, at the end of the month, I can bring it to one of the EcoCycle stations and build up those green points through our app is very important. And also, by having these implemented throughout the country, it also supports green job creation by having those people at those ambassador station centers and also those EcoCycle station centers, and driving responsible production practices, not only in our supply chain, but also making sure that we're partnering with effective and green factories. So we can incorporate this and achieve this through electric vehicles, also reusable packaging, as what Phong said, having packaging which can use byproducts from other companies, which can be like macadamia nuts or coffee grounds, is very important. And also our green rewards program. And having AI optimized delivery as well is very important for last mile delivery within our fleet. So having that really makes a night and day difference as well. And recycling partnerships, making sure that whatever company, big or small, that we partner with is aligning with our goals, crucial. And implementing blockchain tracking as well, ensuring that we have transparent and sustainable supply chain practices. And some KPIs we're going to use through this is our carbon emissions reduced. Ballparks for these numbers, 30%, along with packaging waste. We won't know exactly until we implement our program. So these are overall numbers, and hundreds of jobs created through our programs, the ambassador program and the EcoCycle stations. So projected impacts off that is reduction in landfill waste, increased consumer eco-awareness, and having that brand reputation, having them know that SF Express is a sustainable company, also ensures that we have strong consumer loyalty, ensuring that they come back to us as long business partners. And implementing fleet sensors is also a very strong weapon we can use in order to achieve our sustainable practices. These can be mass installed into our fleet vehicles. They have a good price at around $100, depending on how many we order in bulk, and are also very easy to install. They monitor a wide variety of things and ensure that we can be sustainable within our fleets with trucks, vans, all sorts of stuff. And also looking at our air fleet as well by partnering with and working a little bit more closely with SF Airlines. They already have those Boeing 747s going, which is a lot more sustainable than some other aircraft, but also looking into alternative fuel types as well to ensure that we are being as sustainable as possible. Logan, take it away.
All right, thank you, Nathan. Well, hello. Today I'll be talking about the financial aspect of the Green Chain Initiative. After careful consideration, the total investment for electrical vehicles, refill stations, and AI route optimization is around $60 to $85 million. Savings include a 15% reduction in logistics costs thanks to our EV implementation and a 30% decrease in packaging expenses through sustainable systems over 5 years. A real-world example is UPS, which saved 10 million gallons of fuel annually through their AI route optimization. Additionally, Amazon also recently rolled out EV fleets in Europe, significantly lowering last-mile delivery costs. These moves have proven that eco-focused strategies can both drive environmental and financial gains. We estimate return on investment within 3 to 5 years, especially with the growing consumer preference for sustainable brands projected to increase revenue by 10% annually. Next slide, please. Our refill stations represent a significant market opportunity. With sustainability at the forefront of consumer concerns, the reuse market is expanding rapidly. A great example is Lush Cosmetics, which successfully introduced a refill station for several product lines, drastically cutting waste and attracting eco-conscious customers. Our strategy starts with piloting refill stations in key urban areas to collect consumer insights and refine the process. Addressing the scalability challenge, partnerships with established retail chains will help seamlessly integrate these stations into consumer routines. Next slide. We've identified 2 primary risks: slower adoption of refill stations and the initial infrastructure costs for EVs and AI route optimization. To mitigate adoption risks, we'll run pilot programs to test and refine the consumer experience. For example, Tesco successfully used pilot AI logistics systems to improve delivery efficiency before scaling up. Similarly, Walmart partnered with logistic firms to integrate EVs into its fleets, reducing costs and emissions while getting operational insights. Collaborations with major brands will also ensure smoother integration and adoption at scale, helping us reduce costs and enhance efficiency early on. Next slide, please. Our strategic execution plan addresses scalability and operational efficiency. We'll begin with a phased rollout of refill stations, focusing on urban areas for maximum visibility and consumer testing. Incorporating AI route optimization, similar to UPS, will reduce fuel usage, operational costs, and emissions, improving overall efficiency. Standardized packaging developed through brand partnerships will simplify logistics and enhance consumer understanding. In the short term, we'll prioritize building trust and brand recognition for our sustainable efforts. By 2030, we aim to achieve global scalability, significantly reducing environmental impact while driving profitability.
You have 1 minute left.
Yep. It's perfect timing because, that's it. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed.
Yes, thank you very much for that presentation. We'll go directly into the question and answer period. Richard, you have questions for the team? You're muted right now, Richard. Okay.
Yes. Were you trying to address both of the challenges in the SF case? The packaging and the challenge to integrate the sustainable development concepts into the product design? I was a little confused about which of those you were focused on, or is it both of them?
We were going for both.
Uh-huh.
Instead of going for something that's instead of going for one, we wanted to keep our portfolio a little bit more open and try to tackle on both fronts. If you kind of we try to initially putting all of our eggs in one basket towards the beginning and found out that we have, well, not to toot our own horn, but we have decent sustainable solutions on both fronts. So I'm glad we went the route of addressing both problems.
Okay, so looking at the packaging, there was an incorporation of a reference to the EV charging stations. And I wasn't entirely clear. Would those be the places where the packages would be returned? Are you talking about incorporating the recycling center into the, how does how do those two things fit together?
I don't believe they're connected. I mean, Fong, can you like take this one away? I feel like you focus mainly on the recharging solar panel stations. If not, it's fine.
But yeah, I do believe there are two separate entities having those EV chargers for SF Express vehicles, and maybe even looking later down the line, having those potentially open to the public, which have our app with those green points, and through using our EV chargers, they can gain points. But the packaging is separate from that, where let's say, for example, it's a super high population, a very dense urban area where real estate is very expensive, being able to partner with locations kind of similar to how Amazon partners with other businesses to have their return stations as well, being able to have different places depending on the geography for consumers to go in and reuse and recycle, turning in their products for us to take.
Okay, and I guess one other question, for both of these, did you consider the upfront cost and how long it would take to recoup that?
Yeah, we did. Like I said in the presentation, we estimated around well, at least for just let me look at my notes real quick. For just the refill stations, it would cost around $10 million. That's just kind of an overview. We assume around 100 to 200 refill stations nationwide, each costing 100,000 to 300,000. So yeah, around 10 million on the lower range, 60 million on the upper range. Definitely a pretty decent cost, but we believe it'll pay off in the long run with the return on investment within 3 to 5 years.
Yes, and with most sustainable cost, for example, switching your entire fleet from, let's say, diesel to EV, it's going to have a super high cost. But looking over the course of the years and trying to achieve that net zero carbon emissions in 2030 and 2060 is very pricey, but in the long run, it is sustainable and will provide a good return.
Yeah, I just want to throw something in there. I 100% agree with what Nathan said. I did some research on similar companies like UPS. They save 10 million gallons of fuel annually. So and that was just with AI route optimization. So the upfront cost does look expensive at hand. But I mean, SF Express is receiving $37 billion in revenue. So I think that small investment of 10 million or $60 million would definitely pay for it in the long run.
Uh-huh. Okay, thanks very much.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you, Richard. My question has to do with your ambassador program that you mentioned and how it relates to job creation. Can you talk a bit more about that?
And how-
Specifically, what is it and how does it create jobs?
So bringing that whole other field into SF Express, you would need people in order to run that program. So a lot of marketing, having that go out there and announce to millions of people that this program is starting up. So having a department in charge of this program where you have people in charge of marketing, highlighting, reaching out to and connecting with these ambassadors and working with the finances of highlighting them and incorporating. We want to highlight our ambassadors also through QR codes on our packages.
Who
So
are the ambassadors and how do you become an ambassador?
Yeah, so ambassadors are chosen through people which build green points, and you build green points through recycling and reusing a lot of previous packages and products from SF Express. So the more you return, reuse, and recycle, the higher you get in points. And based off of that, we can highlight people as ambassadors.
So it's like you hit a certain number of points and then you become an ambassador. Like, is there are different levels, ambassador or something like that? So you can become an ambassador, and how is that public? I mean, is that what you do? You publicize this person, profile them, or what's the benefit to the ambassador? Why would they want to be an ambassador?
Benefit to ambassadors, they can get discounts, whether it's 10% off on specific products, but also highlighting them, giving out their testimonies to the world on how they're sustainable day to day, having their recognition, whether it's on social media or also on our packaging, ensuring that it's publicized, benefiting not only them, but us as a company as well, getting our name out there. So it's kind of a symbiotic relationship between them.
And how does that relate to job creation?
Having people in charge of the ambassador program that are routinely ensuring, oh, these are current people being highlighted over a period of time and such. With our current SF Express company, there isn't really a department specifically for that. So we're going to need to be hiring people in order to run that.
I see. Okay. I kind of want to go back to your 15% cost savings by using EVs. Can you give me a little breakdown on where does that 15% come from? Is it just
Yeah,
fuel
yeah.
costs, or where does that 15% come from?
Yeah, I think it's mainly fuel cost. Man, I hate bringing up the UPS, but they did save. Oh wait, sorry, that was through AR route optimization. Sorry. Yeah, so for the EV costs, the solar panel charging saves a ton of money. And you're also saving money on, not having to pay for diesel and gasoline. So yeah, it's essentially fuel cost savings.
Okay, well, that's all the questions I have. So thank you very much for the presentation and the answers to the questions. The results will be announced on December 20th. So best of luck to you all.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Anytime.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so
Thanks
much for your
very
time.
much for an interesting presentation.
Anytime.
you.
And do you have any other questions as well before we wrap up today?
I don't.
No. All right.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you guys for your time today.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.